Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And no Carter Glasscock today, but never fear, we are joined by comedian, entertainer extraordinaire, and the host of the greatest pod. It's our friend
Ed Greer.
Welcome back to the damn show, Ed. It's so great to see your face, as always.
Well, now the people can see my face because you're taping it.
That's right. Yeah, we are rolling. Well, so I wanted to start like this. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Or, to put it another way,
Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch. And the statement of Robert E. Lee, who's no longer in favor. Did you ever notice that? No longer in favor.
They're canceling Bobby Lee, folks.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I love just starting the new Gettysburg Address with Gettysburg, wow. I'm like, Lincoln would never, all credit to Abraham Lincoln. I don't think he ever started a speech with such pizzazz as Gettysburg, wow.
Did they even say wow back then?
I don't know. That's a great point.
There's a lot of these muskets shooting at us. Wow.
Four score 10 years ago. Wow.
They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost his great general. And they were fighting. Never fight uphill, me boys. But it was too late.
He's fucking Irish now.
Hey, boys.
That's how they talk in battle.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him. Hit him with your shillelagh. No, okay, but really quickly, the whole thing about General Lee is not in favor. He was in favor in the 80s when I was a child because he was on the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Until the 80s, we didn't really. He wasn't even problematic on any level. So shut the fuck up.
There's a street in my neighborhood growing up called Robert E. Lee.
Oh, yeah. I was born in Lee County, Alabama.
Robert E. Lee. And then they wanted to change it because, of course, they would.
Right.
And then the only person who lobbied against it was a lady who lived on the street who just didn't want to update her address on all her credit cards and bills and stuff.
So she was just being lazy.
Yeah, but I agree with her in that one respect only. That will be annoying.
That will.
I got to hear a little bit more.
Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable. I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country.
So, new Gettysburg Address just dropped, everybody.
Oh, see, and that's a hot sample, too. Never fight uphill, me boys. It's too late. Never fight uphill. It's too late. Somebody's going to make that into a dope loop and rip it up.
They absolutely should. And the thing is, Trump gets away with being senile because he's funny.
Yes.
People are just like, he's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's just talking nonsense, but he's able to he has the charisma to keep it together. And it's like, you're just repeating the same thing over and over in different variations and doing voices and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can get away with a lot when you're funny, though.
Oh, yeah.
Handsome,
we all know.
Handsome or funny or rich. God.
Yeah, I wanted to mention the Behind the Bastards podcast did a great 3-part episode on Robert E. Lee. And one of the things they mentioned was on paper, he knew what he was doing, but he was like a weirdo that didn't like to talk to anybody, which is kind of an issue if you're commanding.
If you're autistic.
Was there somebody saying something like basically he was autistic? One of those old generals supposedly was like, he would stand outside saluting for 10 hours.
They called him the Marble Man, because he was just unflappable, just yes, we should do the X's and O's I drew up 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And people are like, yeah, but shit changed. It's like, got to stick to the plan, which is what Trump is referencing there.
That opens up a whole other field of actual battle plans being football plays.
Yeah, they kind of are.
All right, now we're doing the end around and stab this guy. And while he's crying for his dead grandma, then execute this other maneuver, block this guy. You come off of executing that guy and you block this other guy out of the hole. So,
oh, man.
I always wondered what the plan was because we only ever see it in movies. And you're just like, is the plan just two sides march at each other and start shooting?
When did war go from, all right,
and then they bring in some other guys from the right side? I don't know.
And what was wrong with those motherfuckers back in the days as far as any type of fighting? Because fighting got cool around like 1989. It seems like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of bullshit years of physical fighting, war fighting, the whole like guerrilla warfare. We were shocked by guerrilla warfare in fucking Vietnam.
Yeah, right.
We got shocked by guerrilla warfare. We just didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Even though that was part of the American Revolution too, like
Exactly.
it was kind of how we won that for the most part.
Yeah, it's like beating Michael Jordan with the triangle offense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Sam sent me this story. We have another. We're moving on from Gettysburg. Another imminent threat to American democracy, and that is.
I have a feeling you're gonna love this one.
This is Declan Wallace Thornton Lauper. He is the 26-year-old rapping son of Cyndi Lauper and Law and Order actor David Thornton. And he is just raising hell all
I'm trying
over.
to find a picture of what he looks like to show Ed because it's too funny.
Yeah,
He's like one of those guys who wishes he was black so much that he got like the Travis Scott dreads.
Oh yeah,
like he even wants the black haircut. He has the like baby hair fronts like a fuck. He wishes one of the. He's a rich white guy who thinks he wants to be a cool black guy.
Yeah,
basically,
he is James Franco's character in Spring Breakers. Essentially,
well, that's what's so funny about like black
Chet Hayes.
culture is such low culture that it takes millions of dollars to approximate it. This motherfucker got baby hair installs and shit.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He paid his mom paid $2,000 for his hair from her girls just want to have fun money.
Don't forget about True Colors. That's a beautiful.
Well,
too.
I was just
She had a
watching
couple good ones.
I was watching the We Are the World, the We Are the World documentary.
That was great.
And my girlfriend was watching it, and she kept watching the part where the bitch was coming in like, wow, wow, wow. You know that part where she's trying to, oh man.
So his reign of terror started a couple years ago in 2022. Declan Lauper, who I'm going to be calling Dex, that's what he goes by, Dex Lauper. So Dex took a plea deal and avoided jail time. This is such a fucking hilarious and horrifying sentence. He avoided jail time when he was arrested for stealing a Mercedes outside of a 14-year-old rapper's memorial service.
Wow.
Sentences you never thought you would
So
hear.
he's like a rich kid who's now eaten so much Xanax and fake Percocet that he's become a gangster.
Also, 14-year-old rapper's memorial. Like, because I had to actually source a couple of the New York Post has been all over this, unsurprisingly, because this is the only thing they're good at.
They're like, see, look what happens when you do this. That's what the Post is trying to say.
I mean, they're right. Don't take so much Percocet and Xanax that you think you want to be a cool black guy. I mean, and I say that as a white guy. You shouldn't do that. And there's a black man here who can maybe confirm it. I shouldn't speak for him, but
I don't know. Maybe
Well,
we
I
can.
think the Post is more interested in one thing over the drugs. They don't give a shit about the other stuff.
I mean, just look at that face. We'll put it up right here.
Dude, there's footage from him in court where he's really like, he has this whole outfit. He has
got the
chains
glasses.
on. Yeah.
Well, go back to him real quick. If you see you out there, look at this Dex Lauper person and look at a picture of Cyndi Lauper, and obviously they're mother and son, so they're gonna look alike.
Yeah.
But this is some OJ and his black daughter type shit. Like OJ's black daughter is so fine and looks exactly like OJ, and this dude is a fake street kid, but he looks just like Cyndi Lauper, like her.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is funny because the Post just had one reference where it was like he stole a Mercedes from a funeral, and I'm like, well, that's fucking crazy. And then I found another article that was like he stole a Mercedes from a 14-year-old rapper's funeral, and I was like, okay, that's fucking wild. At the time, he told police that he was simply sitting in a stolen vehicle that was double parked. You probably know who I am, he allegedly told the police. I just love
It's me, the gangster, Dex Lauper.
Yeah. Get ready for fucking 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
You're gonna be able to brag to everyone about this.
This is like catching Al Capone.
Yeah. Do you remember the rock and wrestling connection from the 80s? Okay, that's my mom.
That's my mom.
Roddy Piper hit her with a gold record.
Oh man, he shouldn't have done that. That's a cancelable offense nowadays.
Well, I don't know. If you're going to look at it with today's mores, then I suppose.
Yeah. So for stealing the car or being in a stolen car, he was ordered by a judge, of course, to complete a very harsh sentence of 5 days of community service. And they told him to stay out of trouble for a year, which he did.
The judge probably knew who he was.
Yeah, the judge knew who he was. He was letting his true colors shine. True colors of America. Rich people don't go to jail.
Well, I mean, okay, so what else happened?
So he did.
I have a great theory about him after all this goes down.
Yeah.
Remind me to say it.
So he did manage to stay out of trouble for almost exactly a year. And in February of this year, he was arrested for possession of an illegal firearm and drugs. Prosecutors alleged that Lauper and another man were in an Uber when this Uber was swarmed by 5 individuals and a shot was fired, striking Lauper's partner in the leg, prosecutors alleged. He was allegedly then seen wearing a black fanny pack with white writing on it and asked responding officers to retrieve a blue bag from the Uber so the other man's mom could pick it up at a smoke shop. Police then immediately searched Lauper and found a gun in the fanny pack. So it's like they were the victims, and if he just kept his fucking mouth shut.
No, here's what happened is now he's so deep in the I want to be a gangster thing. He's getting extorted in a fake robbery thing.
And then he's Tekashi 6ix9ing
and
himself.
then he's getting set up to take the fall, or he could have maybe avoided that part.
Right.
But you don't just be in an Uber and you're like, and then 5 guys came out of
That's
nowhere
true.
when there's an app on your phone that can track exactly where the fuck you're at.
Yeah.
So if I'm following you, this is like the classic Michael Douglas movie directed by David Fincher, The Game.
Yes.
Where you're rich enough to pay for these experiences, right? So a subdivision of that sort of business would be the street cred business. All right, kid, now for X amount of thousands, we can get you busted on this.
Yeah,
and we can have our guys do this, and we'll make sure we get it in the Post. The Post hates wiggers. You know what I'm saying? So we'll make sure to get it in the Post for you. You know, it's like it's part of the whole package.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm on your side.
Yeah,
If we're talking
100%.
conspiracy theories, that's what I think that one makes the most sense of all time.
This is what always happens to these rich kids who start wanting to be like, well, I want to fucking be a gangster too. And then the only people around who are gangsters are like, oh, a rich guy wants to be a gangster? Yeah, we can show you all about that, dude.
Right.
It
Take
does
a bunch of your money.
does cost a little money to do that, but
Dude, yeah, it just shows
Which is so goddamn funny because that's why you get into a gang. It's because you don't have a lot of money.
well, how many? Well, a lot of rappers who you see claiming gangs and shit are getting extorted by those gangs, or at least having to pay to say they are a
It's
part
like a
of that
like agreement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like using a
absolutely.
Coca-Cola logo in a movie.
Yeah, I was actually I forgot where I heard it, but basically a lot of the big rap acts, when they go to a city, they have to check in.
Oh, yeah.
Check in with the local, what the white dude from the 40s would call the local toughs.
Yeah.
They check in with these local toughs.
The actual OG.
Right,
Yeah.
and then they get certain permissions for certain areas.
Yeah.
And shit. And but I also like people like Chris Brown and big singers, rappers, and shit that still claim blood or Crip real hard. I think that's part of
Snoop Dogg talked about this. Like they were filming it was either a movie or a video or something in like a blood area, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to go talk to the OG and just tell them not to murder everyone on the set."
Of course, but with guys like Chris Brown and stuff, it's like you want to hang in the hood for clout. There's no reason for you to be there. You have way too much money for that. You are getting extorted to even be around here and be safe and not be robbed.
But also, like, if your claim to fame was being good at dancing, B, beating the shit out of Rihanna, A,
Yeah.
I would love to have some gangsters have my back, quote unquote.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So it's like people don't run up on me and beat the shit out of me for crimes against humanity. You know what I mean?
like being good at dancing.
Oh yeah, dude. A man,
That was the first thing.
now, just as a man, and you wake up, and that one day when you discover your special skill, that thing you're going to do for the rest of your life, and you're a man, and you discover that it's dance. That has to be like really high and really low, because you're like, fuck, nobody's ever going to respect me, but I must. And then you jump around, and then you get paid. You get to hang out with more girls than all these tough guys who play football.
And you get to become a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to fight Rihanna in a parking lot.
And like Usher,
Wow.
would you rather be a quarterback or Usher without the herpes? No herpes.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a quarterback or Usher? I don't think it's really a question.
Yeah. What's worse, Sandusky or Diddy? You know?
I don't know. That's a bad. That's like that's like comparing rotten apples to rotten oranges.
You want the football and you want the microphone, son.
Just throw them all out.
Either way, put on this jockstrap and run around screaming.
Hey, Sandusky never becoming a popular rap lyric just proves that black people don't be fuck with all that bullshit.
It's a term I constantly want to use, just the word Sandusky, because it's such a funny sounding word. But now it makes you look like an old man. You even know what the fuck that is.
Which is sad.
It's
like
not sad. It was fucking
crime
a million
should last
years
forever.
ago.
I don't want somebody going to Penn State, showering up, thinking about anything but that for the next 20 fucking years.
Whenever you see a Penn State, sure, you got to think Jerry Sandusky. What else? What else have they done for society?
Nittany Lions.
Nittany Lions, come on. So when Dex's dad bailed him out of jail, it cost him $20,000, which he paid in cash. And as soon as he got out of jail, that's the Law and Order money. That's the Dick Wolf Fund. But as soon as he gets out of jail, he goes out on the street, and the press was there, and his quote was, "Positive energy equals positive results. The King of New York is out on bail." So all hail the new King of New York.
That's how on Xanax he is. He says stuff like that.
I fucking love this guy. He's the worst.
And the thing is, if you really you look at the King of New York, it's not just somebody referencing the Biggie lyric, or it goes back to the movie, obviously, that the Biggie was referencing.
Yeah.
And the King of New York is a white dude with a gang of Negroes that he controls through psionic powers, basically. And he's in this fucking fantasy where he gets to shoot cops at a cop's funeral. Dude, he's trying to act out King of New York. He goes to the dead rapper kid's funeral, tries to do some shit, gets fucked up before he gets to do the shit he's gonna do. He's like, fuck, I was gonna be like walking, rolling by in the limo, shooting the guy.
Just like the phrase, like, "I stole a Mercedes from a rapping baby's funeral" does sound like one of our YouTube comments. Like, it just, you're like, God, those words are not supposed to be put together in a sentence. That makes sense.
ChatGPT's getting out of control.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely is. It's writing these crazy scenarios where Cyndi Lauper's son is a fucking wannabe black guy.
A menace.
And the thing is, and okay, why doesn't anybody? This is the real crux of the issue. Why doesn't anybody want to be the dorky black guy? There's 1,000 pop culture examples right now. Why is there no biting off of Urkel culture type shit? Why is there no, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to, nobody's trying to be Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57.
Right.
He's an upstanding man. He's a cop, basically. He's got a job. He's haunted.
Yeah.
Be a white motherfucker trying to be a haunted black man.
Denzel in Flight.
Trying to be like,
there we go. He's haunted.
There's so many.
He gets to drink a lot.
There's so many frat white boys who could just turn the dial to the left and be him, and try to approximate that. But instead, they'd rather be some thug they can't be.
You can bring the swag to the table as like an accountant, you know.
Yeah, dude. Like
you probably can't, but you could theoretically.
That boggles my mind. It's like, but I think that's a propensity. Everybody wants to be the exact thing they can't be.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
They just hone in on the exact thing they can't be and just fantasize about that forever.
Yeah. So now Dex's landlord has lodged an eviction petition to boot the 26-year-old rapper from his $7,200 a month apartment in a glassy high-rise building in the financial district of Manhattan, according to a New York County civil court filing. Dex has allegedly violated a slew of lease rules since he moved into the posh one-bedroom pad with a postcard view in October.
One bedroom, $7,000.
Yeah. A former
New
neighbor.
York City's for everything about New York that's nice. Holy fuck, is that insane?
Oh yeah. And that's with Cyndi Lauper money and Law and Order money.
Yeah.
They never stop using. People could say like, "Oh, she was a star a long time ago." How many commercials have you heard in the last 10 years with girls just want to have fun?
So
but
many.
also, okay, I know this is not. I know we're trying to be funny guys.
We're not.
But goddamn, I hate this concept that like once you get that much money, you have to live in a giant city that's draining all your resources at all times.
Yeah.
That's just asinine, dude. And it's maybe me coming from Missouri or whatever. I know the middle states are garbage. Lord knows I do. But go fucking move there and live for $2 a fucking day like an African child. And fucking, you know what I'm saying? Be rich forever.
Well, some people need to stay in New York for work so they can bail their fucking son out of jail
that's right.
every other week.
That's right.
Oh, but that's was the second part of my point. Thank you very much, Slam. The second point is, I am sorry. I come from Missouri. When I went to college in St. Joseph, Missouri, a less urbane area of Missouri than the other one I came from, okay? And we had Crips in college. I've talked about it on the podcast before. We had Crips in college. People who identified as Crips and people who identified as Bloods who were in my college.
What were the school colors?
The colors were totally, they couldn't even get them to mesh up. So we didn't wear none of the school gear. It was like yellow and black or something like, and some bullshit faux Steelers thing. Anyway, the point is, so like,
sorry.
In Missouri, there were Bloods and Crips when I was a younger man.
Yeah.
So with acknowledging all that, acknowledging how much crime happens in the crummy parts of Ohio and the Rust Belt and shit, if you're in a flyover state, it is a lot less likely that your kid is going to end up at a rapper funeral stealing Mercedes and wearing braids and getting shooting and having a gun and 5 dudes run up. All that shit is so much less likely to happen anywhere in the Midwest besides fucking, I'd say, Illinois.
Your sons may want to still have the haircut of a black guy, but it keeps them out of a lot of trouble.
But you know what? Okay, let's take it there. He does that, and the kids around him go, that shit is whack, and we're gonna fuck you up. And we're in the woods, and nobody cares out here, bro. Your mom sang some wow, wow, wow on the song. We're gonna fuck you up in the woods. Yeah. New York,
do you think the bad kids there would try to extort him, like the gangsters in New York City who are probably a little more street smart?
I mean, if he was getting extorted by Rust Belt or even Northwest, or you know what I'm saying, or even Southwest bullies, some Aztec descended kids making him record their demos, that's about the extent of it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody doing meth or whatever, that would be fine. But like I just don't think this New York type shit or the LA type shit that could happen to this kid would happen if Cyndi Lauper and them would move their fucking ass out of the city, or at least move him out of there.
So a former neighbor of Dex told the Post on Friday, quote, I would hear disturbing music every other day. There were plenty of times when it was 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even 4 a.m. It felt like there was a nightclub right behind my wall. Another neighbor said that the morning after a particularly wild party, he found a bullet in the hallway and decided to move out.
Damn. And that's probably a decorative bullet, too.
Yeah, that's
but
the
they're
thing.
still scary.
Yeah. They didn't say a shell, so it was just an entire bullet just sitting there. But like, I don't know.
Is this the guy who complained and then
This was another person.
Okay.
So they're like talking to the one guy. It's like, it's a nightmare. And the other guy's like, I'm finding ammunition all over the place. So the night before his gun bust, Dex walked into his building's management office holding a marijuana blunt and looking visually inebriated to complain about being sent an email about the noise. So the door guy's there, and this asshole walks in with a lit fucking joint in a building that's apparently no smoking. It's just like, well, let's talk about this email. Fuck, you sent me an email?
Oh, come on, you know he doesn't talk like that.
Oh, dude.
Just do the impression of what you actually think this guy sounds like.
Why are you trying to put Rivers in cancellation nation?
I don't deign to judge what Dex sounds like. I'm just giving him my standard pillhead voice, which is where you can't move your mouth real good.
Now he's from the South. His impression also.
Hey, pills work the same in the North too, man.
Well, but obviously, it doesn't matter what they say. Y'all bitch ass motherfuckers fuck with me about this.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so he says that.
I just think that if you're this fucked up, it's kind of hard to maintain the artifice.
You know what? He might be like, what the fuck, guys?
Straight up.
You know
That's what it would be.
He might
go
wow, what's wrong with the noise?
Rich kid mode.
Oh, yeah. So his quote to the people at the front desk, if you don't fix this email, I will come back with people and have everyone's face broken. I will break your legs. I have an uncle that will fuck you up. Don't play with me because I will bring someone with me and I'll tear this whole place up. I love the uncle, Randy Lauper.
Randy Lauper
shows up with the fucking dyed hair, just like his sister.
Dude, the ghost of Captain Lou Albano comes.
There we go. Yeah, see? There we go.
We found, dude, the office was trashed and there was nothing but rubber bands.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Hey, you look like Mario. Stop. Other frightened tenants reported him to building management after hearing constant screaming coming from his apartment. Quote, the resident advised that the yelling, shouting, and or screaming sounded very aggressive in its nature and was filled with explicit language and threats of bodily harm.
Yeah, that was him hanging out with a bunch of black guys.
Definitely.
That's how they would describe that. It was aggressive, and there was probably like
There was profanity.
It's like, man, I beat your ass. This motherfucker 2K. And then the people in the wall through the wall are like, he said he would beat his ass.
Well,
white boy, we're gonna beat your ass unless you Venmo me $8,000 right now.
And again, this whole situation could have been avoided. And I know that that's what a lot of shitty white people think about race relations in general. This whole thing could have been avoided. But this aspect of race relations could have been totally avoided. He could hang out with like Willow Smith and shit or whatever. Like, you don't have to choose to hang out. That's the only thing I'll say that's actually serious on this motherfucking podcast. I hate that every time people go, I'm gonna act like a fucking Bantu tribesman. Put all them goddamn things around your neck and make your neck long and shit. Why do you want to act like criminals every time you want to act like black? Act like a fucking aborigine. You know what I'm saying? Throw a boomerang. Do something weird. If you want to act like somebody, do the hard parts of acting like them. Don't just do the street culture you saw on MTV.
Yes.
Come on. You know, he grew up watching YouTube rap videos.
That's
dudes
true.
pointing guns in the fucking camera.
That's true. And half of them are Chinese, though. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, speaking of YouTube rap videos, let us delay this no further. We have to look.
I didn't listen to any of the music, so
buddy,
I'm excited to hear this.
You know, we've talked a lot of trash, but you must judge a tree by its fruits. And this is, I listened to a lot of his music. This is about as good as it gets. This video is available on YouTube. It's called Wavy, and it did make me think of potato chips. And it is
7 years old.
7 years old. It's at 30,000 views. So let's give a little listen to Dex Lauper, music legends scion, with Wavy.
Renegade. Only ways go 'cause I'm wavy. I just smoked the O 'cause I'm wavy.
You've now heard the whole song, by the way.
Pink 'cause we wavy. Shorty looking good, she's so wavy. All I rock is gold 'cause I'm wavy.
Is this the whole flow of
It's
the whole song?
goddamn song, I think. There might be a little bit of a...
Oh, we porch pink 'cause
Nope.
we wavy.
You thought it was going to get faster. It doesn't.
She's so wavy. I said I'm rolling in the phantom 'cause I'm
And he's not rhyming
All the
anything.
bad bitches
No,
say
why
they
would you?
saved me.
Oh, wait, there he
I'm
is.
doing this for my team and my squad.
What?
And we got the
The squad of people he pays to hang out with.
Yes. Yeah.
But
I just think of me, I'm so wavy.
he's by himself a lot in this video.
Yes. That's my favorite part.
He's by himself a lot in this
Towards
video.
the end, there is like one lady in the video, but like for most
At
of
the
it,
start, there's 2 paid Instagram models.
At the start, I mean, that's how all rap videos start, and that's how they all should start.
But then they left after the first 10 minutes of shooting. It
They were
seems like
yeah. Well, you did pick up something I noticed, which is like how kind of like lonely this feels. Like this makes me sad. I don't want to party.
he's probably trying to do the emo rap thing. But this is 7 years ago. What fucking year was that? 2017?
This is like height of the Post Maloney sort of
Right,
sing-songy rap white fusion.
Yeah, it's no she-bop. I'll say that.
Dude, rap and white were a very popular fusion restaurant around this time.
Oh, Chet Hanks was making a record at this time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was.
How many other
here we go.
other videos does he have?
Let's see.
4
videos.
Wow, and they're all from 7 years ago.
Yeah, they're all from 7 years ago. So I like that the New York Post is insisting he's a rapper. I'm just like, yeah, that's sort of like insisting that I'm a tuba player.
He's a Xanax addict. It sounds better than Xanax addict, which they could get sued for saying.
Absolutely.
Allegedly. Vicious rumor and innuendo.
Vicious rumor. Innuendo.
Here is a unique young singer. She's just leaving for Australia and Japan and going to begin her American tour at the Ritz in New York City on April 19th and 20th. Her debut album is called She's So Unusual. Would you welcome, please, Cyndi Lauper.
Well, this is not innuendo. We've got a goddamn ungodly concoction for today.
Spaghetti.
Hell
Let me do the side review real quick.
Yeah, I got Sam his first Ruby Red Monster, which is quickly climbing up the charts for one of my faves.
Continued conversation from the stream last week.
Yeah.
This is apparently one of the better monsters. It is good. It's not very strong tasting, which is good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the super bitter kick at the end. I like it. I'm going to give it a 4. Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
4 out of what?
4 out of 5 for that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the one we're all sharing today, I found this at Vitamin Shop. Shout out to the cashiers. They were very curious as to why I was buying an incredibly varied amount of energy drinks, and I told them about the podcast and gave them a sticker. So if they're listening.
Wait, you went in with stickers?
I had them. I had my tour van, and I keep those there so I can plug the show if we got any comedy fans on the tour. Which, hey, there's
You're watching from the tour.
Paul in the UK. He's like a longtime listener. He was on the tour.
Oh,
so.
Paul! Shout out to Paul.
Yeah.
Feel better soon. Paul just went through a medical
that's
thing.
right. Yeah,
feel
man.
better soon, Paul.
Yeah, I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, Paul.
This is Noob. And this is their Vitamin Shop exclusive flavor, Sweet Tooth. So
Noob.
give this a
like an insult on an online computer game.
yeah,
Right.
like you're
They're
new
gonna
at this and
name-
you don't
they're
know
gonna
shit from
name the
Shinola. Curiously comes in the classic like 12-ounce can and not a slim can.
Let me see this.
This drink has 175 mgs of caffeine and is based out of Secaucus, New Jersey.
Calorie 0.
0
And
calories.
it says game over on the back. So this is a gamer energy drink.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is probably why it's called Noob.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But that means you would suck.
Right.
But this also has energy, focus, mood, and endurance. So it is also a boner pill energy drink.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
shit.
All right.
That's a great thing for 3 dudes to drink in a closed room.
Hell yeah. All right, let's give this a
I had previous ice that I'm clinking it around with.
that's the best way to do energy drinks in my
Smells
opinion.
like strawberry.
It doesn't have a very strong taste. I kind of like the forward taste that you get at the beginning, but it's kind of falls apart at the end. Doesn't really fall apart into anything. It's just
Compared to that monster I'm drinking, this actually is very potent tasting, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot more flavorful than that as far as the initial come on.
Yeah.
It is very sweet. It's not quite a starburst, like a pink starburst, but it's sort of in that direction.
yeah, I think it's supposed to be strawberries and cream, but it's almost like just like a seltzer turned up 2 notches in terms of the taste. It's not that crazy.
I feel the seltzer comment. Yeah, it's got a strong seltzery thing. And it's like when you try to make something creamy,
Yeah.
but you have to put bubbles and shit in it.
right.
And it just, like, the cream thing, like, breaks apart.
Also, Dr. Pepper absolutely reached Plateau Sigma with their strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper, so it's gonna be hard to take that down.
Can't defeat that.
Yeah.
Plateau Sigma is where it's hard to even get to that level.
Yeah. That's where you do too much Robitussin and everything turns into a Fibonacci sequence.
That's what Carter told us. at
Yeah.
least. I do think about Plateau Sigma.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah, too often, probably.
So that's like a Xanadu. to you
Yes,
guys.
it's like an urban legend among Robitussin heads.
That you drink so much so many days in a row that you reach a level where your brain is just like really tripping on Robitussin. It sounds like one of those things a crackhead says about crack.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you smoke enough of it, you get to this zen place. where you're like,
Your brain turns into a kite and gets stuck in a tree.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Anything to trick yourself to not just be like, I'm drinking cough medicine.
Right, so basically, that's what happened to Dex Lauper. He did that with black culture. He just did so much.
Well, there's a bit of a related aspect to the guy who owns this particular energy drink. His name, the CEO of this company, is Matthew B. Smoyak. Smoyak.
Is that a rap name?
No, that's his actual name. And this is his quote from the website. I have founded and led a movement that challenges the status quo of the functional beverage industry and offers a healthier alternate for young adults who enjoy gaming and other non-traditional sports. So I'm just like imagining like a guy like playing hopscotch and blowing bubbles.
Talk about skateboarders.
Yeah.
The former football player and they wants to break this guy in half for saying non-traditional sports. It sounds like the most pussy thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Definitely.
So he
Your
said,
sports are non-traditional. Sounds like an insult. Like if you're playing Quidditch or something.
Yo, bop it, skip it. I do it all. Non-traditional.
We should get a fucking bop it for the show.
Ooh, man.
Oh, man.
Just
That'd be a good prop to have. So we can play in the middle of the podcast. See which of our guests are real good at it. Play it before and after the energy drink.
Yeah, there we go. Ooh, let's see if
yeah.
it increases focus.
Like beta testing. Yeah. Dude, the noob. Yeah, dude, you guys should do focus tests after drinking this shit. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Producing on the air.
There we go. So he also serves as the marketing director of, which I think this is like his, the company that owns all of his business ventures. It's called Eat Clean, Bro, LLC.
No, I was driving. I saw this. Shout out to this restaurant, but it was a restaurant called Tacos Hell Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm like, I think that's awesome that you let fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin name your fucking restaurant or your 14-year-old cousin. But realistically, like naming businesses is just falling off the fucking map, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Businesses are named the dumbest garbage, especially out here.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
best.
worst. There's Egg Slut. There's a place up the street
Egg slut.
at like Vermont.
With like a little oolat over it, so it's like egg sloot. or
No,
something? Is
no,
it-
it's
okay.
just excellent.
Oh, man.
Beer a bitch. There's a place up the street called like I don't know if
Beer
it's
a
called that,
Birria, bitch. Yeah.
but it's
Oh, Birria bitch, like
Yeah.
Birria.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the
wow.
stewed
I said it
taco
wrong.
meat.
There's a place called like the best fucking chicken, but it's like
Is that-
apostrophe KN.
Isn't that one of those fake ghost kitchen like DoorDash places?
There's a real one.
Oh,
at
there's a real-
fucking Vermont and Hollywood.
Oh, never
There's a
mind.
sign.
Dude, don't get me
Whoa.
started on the fucking ghost kitchens. Like you're drunk as fuck. You get on DoorDash. You want to order a burrito. No burrito place is open besides Taco Bell. Taco Bell has a $5.99 delivery fee. So you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And you look at this burrito place, and it's Denny's.
Oh,
this
yeah,
burrito
yeah.
place is fucking Denny's.
Denny's tricked me with a sandwich once. They got I forget what it's called, but I was like, oh, this sandwich seems fine. It shows up in Denny's packaging.
Pasquale's Pizza is Chuck E. Cheese, for instance.
What?
Yeah.
I heard that before, but I discarded it so hard it went out of my universe, and now you brought it right back.
There's a place near us that if you open DoorDash at night, especially 4 different Mexican food places come up. It's all exact same menu. They all have different names. They're all located at the exact same address.
Oh, I went. Oh, all right.
They try to trick you into thinking like, look at all these options on
Yeah.
DoorDash when it's like
Yeah.
one ghost kitchen and Jack in the Box.
But real quick, let's take that to its ultimate conclusion. Does that not mean that all of the eating out that we do is just fucking marketing?
Yeah.
It's all it's all the same food, come from the same place.
Yeah.
And when you look at like the when they be having the chicken sandwich wars, some asshole
We're the
engineer-
winner.
Yeah.
some asshole engineered a new chicken patty that you could put more breading around, and a lot of places got some version of the technology, and there was this arms race.
Yeah.
That's all it means. It means the people who supplied the fast food places with food invented something and gave it to them, and all the individual fast food places could pretend that they invented something.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in reality, the Halliburton or
Right,
whoever
right.
makes these chicken patties invented a new
Blackstone,
product.
BlackRock.
So they're
Yeah.
all coming from this. They're all coming from restaurant supply places,
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
doing their personal spin on it at their crib. And it's like, that's not the point of a restaurant. The point of a restaurant, according to a Food Network channel,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a bunch of fucking artists with tattoos on their fucking knuckles chopping garlic, like the dudes in Goodfellas in a food truck, and they're doing it for the love and shit.
Right,
But it's really
right.
just fucking Denny's masquerading.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
bunch of different Eyes Wide Shut masks.
I want
on
to say
Denny's.
shout out
Every
to
fast food place right now has a chicken tender and a tortilla in some sort of version.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And they all started rolling them out one after
the
another.
trickle down chicken tortilla technology.
Yeah.
See, I
dude.
wanted to shout out the small time scammer Ghost Kitchens, where about every 6 months there'll be a story where some guy was just heating up DiGiorno's at his house and
Yes.
sending them out because he got some crooked ass business license.
I'm down with that.
It went to Sam's Club, bought 9,000 DiGiorno's and was selling them for like $20 a pop. And I'm like, God damn it, that's a great idea.
That's fresh. And you know what? I respect that guy 1 billion times more than like, you remember those people who bought all the goddamn sanitary wipes? At
Right,
fucking, they bought all the fucking
The guy in Chattanooga, shout out to
Purex or whatever the fuck.
Purell,
shit.
yeah.
Purell. They got all the Purell.
Oh.
See, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Jipping people with fucking DiGiorno's is genius.
Yeah, especially if you have enough ethics to just open at midnight, so you're fairly confident everybody calling you is just fucked up and they have disposable income.
Yes,
you feel less bad about it. I'd feel bad delivering, a DiGiorno to some old lady who paid good money for it, but at a certain point, it's like everybody's fucked up. They're just gonna call and be like, what's up or whatever, whatever high people do at night.
Uber driver. An Uber driver told me he drives until he hits the daily limit on Uber because you're only allowed to do so many hours a day for like safety reasons. And then he says he waits till night and then does Uber Eats because a lot of the time, the later you do it, the people will just fall asleep after they've ordered.
Oh, yes.
So if you wait outside for 5 minutes, you just get to keep the food. And they get charged for it because so many people order it when they're like sleepy and high and drunk. They just pass out before it even gets there.
Just waiting like 4:58, 4:59.
Yeah.
What's up, man? You got my burrito? Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
He's mad as hell.
He said he would go home with like 3 meals a night.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude! When I delivered pizzas, I remember delivering to this trailer, and the window was right next to the door, and I could see the guy on the couch just pass the fuck out, and I'm just banging on the door and nothing's happening, and his dog was like physically on top of him, like barking at me, and he wasn't budging, and I'm like, not 100% he lived through that night. But I ended up, it was raining, and I just sort of left the pizza like kind of under the thing as much as I could, and was like, all right, because he paid with a credit card, and I tipped myself a lot, so worked out.
Good.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
I tipped myself a lot. I love that.
He can't say he didn't do it.
Yeah, he has no idea.
What happened last night? You were blackout drunk? Well, how do you know you didn't give that guy a huge tip?
Yeah. I think it was $5. This was 2006, everybody. $5 tip. Man, that's something else.
You're a bad man.
Yes,
bad boys.
You should start hanging out with Dex Lauper.
Yeah, well, or maybe perhaps this guy, because I have been withholding a little nugget of information that I stumbled upon, because I was like, Matthew Smoyak.
Oh, I forgot we were talking about this guy still.
pretty specific name. I was like, I bet if I Google search this guy, I could kind of pull him up pretty easily. And I did find something associated with that name. And that is, of course, the fact that in 2011, Matthew Smoyak turned 21 years old and released his first rap music video. That's right. He's another white rapper, everybody. And it's called Superficial. He released it under the name Matt B and the 33rd Degree.
Being a white rapper is a non-traditional sport, right? We have to at least it's a game, if not a sport. So the album was called Diamond Cut, and it has been completely scrubbed from the internet. But the director of this video has it on his personal YouTube. So one song is still available, and that is, of course, the song Superficial.
Damn right, it's all superficial. I'm spending money like my thinking's all wishful. I'm blowing cash by the fistful.
Beastie Boys rhyme flow.
Rocking all fishbowl. I'm in that black and blue Rover out in San Tropez. This shit will never be over unless I'm in my grave. Boy, you ain't no soldier, but your head is getting fucking shaved.
You ain't no soldier, but your head is getting fucking shaved. Oh wait, we missed my favorite part.
About some pussy.
Here we go.
And eating them is my favorite thing. It's sauce to eat that pussy. It ain't nothing but no chicken wang. Boy, don't fucking push me. Get your head peeled back.
Yeah, so
okay.
Noob. Brought to you by this guy. I couldn't figure out what his parents did. That was the hardest thing, because I was like, their parents got to be loaded, and all I could find was
fucking shit. No one would put money behind this unless there was a lot of love from growing them inside their body.
There's a famous psychiatrist with the last name Smoyak that's based out of New Jersey, and that's the only. But I couldn't figure out if that was any relation to this guy. But anyway, his money's coming from somewhere. But this was.
Wait, was that him falling?
I think so. This was actually
go back.
According
I want to see
the,
him get hurt.
According to
it looked like a real fall.
Oh yeah. Oh he hurt his ass big time on that.
Yeah.
That might have ended his non-traditional career.
Maddie B and the 33rd Degree Superficial.
That's right. And
I just found my new favorite song, guys.
Yeah. Superficial.
Who are the 33rd Degree?
So there's another artist named Matt B. And so he had to add that. I think it's supposed to be like his crew.
Yeah.
But I don't think they exist. I found there's another much more famous Matt B. I think he just had to change it to something to avoid
Would you
confusion.
say this is embracing black nerd culture by just being the dorkiest rapper in the world? Because he's not getting extorted. He's not even pretending to do crimes.
Oh, no.
I mean,
no.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, what's better?
There is white rap. Okay?
Okay.
White rap is rap that is rapped for white people.
Okay.
Okay. And then there are rappers who happen to be white. You know what I'm saying? So he is a white rapper, which is from this point forward, I will be talking people who rap for white people.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, was that his fucking dad?
That is his dad. Yes, there's the guy who kind of like
Is this an old man?
It's like an old man with a big Saddam Hussein mustache.
And they do look kind of alike.
Yeah, he pops up twice in this video, and I have to assume it's his dad.
Oh my
that's
God.
Mr. Smoyak. He paid for this whole operation.
Good for him.
I am so happy that my son is so successful. He has so many friends.
Also, if you notice, they're in a hotel room that doesn't seem like it looks like kind of a Ramada.
It's
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
They didn't even rent the fucking presidential suite
No.
of the Ramada. They went with the regular.
Well, and you can tell these angles are very close so that you don't have to see a bunch that's around. You know what I'm saying? There's no production value. That's why they kept replaying that part of him falling. I mean, they extended that part of him falling for
The director
couple
probably
frames.
was just like, "This guy sucks. I'm gonna put the falling part in like 6 times."
I just think artistically you shouldn't put in that part where I fall down and look stupid. Just artistically, I think it wouldn't be
Okay, but what if we took it and then played it twice and then reversed it and played it again?
Okay, that sounds hot. That sounds tight, yo. But yeah, so like I think there is this like phenomenon of like people who make music specifically for white people, the white people who like the beat, but all the N-words and all the seriousness, it's just like, I really can't
The
take
slang
that part.
they don't understand.
But yeah, this complication. I don't like that. But it's just like
when they go too fast, you know.
Yeah, but but white people love the fast raps. They love
that's
it
true.
because they think it's more technical.
Oh, yeah,
and they think it goes along with their like intellectuality.
It
It's like,
does,
oh,
yeah.
we're so intellectual. But I
only appreciate rap that's musically, technically, and sonically correct.
I enjoy syncopation and eternal rhyme schemes. And I'm part of that culture too. I like that shit too. But it's
have
like,
you ever heard Kodak Black?
Yeah.
He does everything wrong, and it's so right.
Yeah, I definitely think that rap is more complicated than just like, you know, white people, black people, Samoans, whatever the fuck. I just think it's
Shout out to the Booyah tribe.
dude,
We're mentioning the Samoan rappers.
yeah, dude. I'm trying to mention everybody. All that said, yeah, white rappers rap to white people. It's just different.
We should hear the wind down.
Damn right, it's all superficial. I'm spending money like my thinking's all wishful. I'm throwing cash by the fistful. I'm riding around your city, rocking all fishbowl.
It sucks that that's better than Dex Lauper.
I know, right?
I know.
I would have to listen to this every day.
I mean, that dude is not a noob compared to
No.
compared to Dex.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. That's like
and
what a
that was
high school would
horrific.
make
Yeah.
on his first
Like
attempt
if
at a
he
track.
did that at a 9th grade talent show in 1992.
Yes, yeah.
Motherfuckers would jump off the rafters.
Right after Ill Communication came out, you know, he's got that rhyme scheme going. Oh my God.
I don't know. Don't denigrate our Jewish demigods, the Beastie Boys.
Oh no, I love the Beastie Boys. No.
Their flow was at
that's-
least team building. See,
Yeah.
that shows that they were good because they had the team.
Yeah.
They
For
were
as,
together.
for as much as you have to appreciate like Beastie Boys and Eminem, you do have to also blame them simultaneously
Oh, yeah, of course.
for what they ushered in for culture to allow.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel about the Beastie Boys the way I feel about the Ramones. It's like every song sounds the same and they're incredibly influential and it doesn't bother me. But at a certain point, it's like the Beastie Boys can keep going in this weird rhyme scheme, but everybody else needs to kind of change it up. Like, you know, that's their signature sound.
I mean, part of me goes that like I just don't understand why people aren't more esoteric in their influences, or rather more assemble. I'm making up a word. Assemblative, like assemble all of your influences into this intricate lattice work. And that way you won't be seen as a super biter. Because Quentin Tarantino bit off of everybody, but he bit off of so many people and put it in such an interesting lattice work that people were like, this motherfucker original as hell.
Right.
That's how you bite. You don't just go, oh, I like that. I will do that exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's not being influenced. That's just copying.
I mean, my favorite record of last year, Lil Yachty. Let's start here. Trap meets Pink Floyd meets Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
Prince, money. It's my favorite.
Your fucking influences on top of each other in a weird lattice work, and you'll be all right.
Sure.
You know, it's Coachella right now, boys, and you know we missed out on Coachella, but
I did, and I saw 8 seconds of the live stream on YouTube, and then I was like, why the fuck would I even consider watching this? And I turned it off.
You don't want to have the best time of your life around a bunch of trust fund babies and assholes.
No.
I did see the footage of Damon Albarn trying to get people to know who Blur is was one of the saddest things ever. It's like,
really?
You know, he's trying to get everybody to sing along to Boys and Girls, their big song, and nobody was doing it, and you can hear him just into the microphone being like, "This is our last time here ever. You will never see my face again." Like, just like having such a bad time. Like, if somebody had just said, "Hey, they're the Gorillas too," then I think the crowd would have been into it, but no one knows who the fuck Blur is.
I mean, but okay, just real quick aside. I was talking to my girl. She was watching the fucking We Are the World documentary. Somebody weird sang after somebody else on the song, and I was like, "Who is that? Rod Stewart?" It's like, "No, that's this girl Karen, whatever the fuck." And I was like, "Who the fuck is Karen? Whoever the fuck this person was." Like, she sung Betty Davis Eyes. Whoever that. lady is.
Karen Carn. Yeah.
Okay, Karen Carn. Karen Carn sung Betty Davis.
Kim Carn.
Kim Carn. I think it's Kim Carn.
Yeah.
So sung Betty Davis Eyes. I said, "Are you sure that Betty Davis Eyes was not sung by Rod Stewart?" Are you absolutely sure? And she was like, "No, it's this lady." And I was like, it just drove home that like that record was made when all these disparate people were famous. So Lionel Richie was famous, but also Huey fucking Lewis was famous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But also Steve Perry from Journey was famous.
Yeah.
But or what's his name?
Yeah,
From Journey was famous, and all these different people are famous all at the same time. And like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder are singing, and then here comes Huey Lewis trying to jump in on it. And it just sounds so awful. But it sounds so good because like. You know,
no, it's a bad song.
It's an awful song. It's an awful song, but to show so much talent put together to make that,
right?
It's like beautiful. It's like watching somebody make, a castle out of shit.
Well, like the thing Coachella tries to do a little bit every year is kind of like make it multi-generational like that.
Yeah, but we're too stupid for that
Which
now,
I love. I've said this before, it was my favorite thing. I went to Bonnaroo for like 5 years in a row, and it was my favorite thing of being able to go from like Public Enemy and then Merle Haggard and then some bluegrass band no one's heard of to like, whatever, Billy Joel. Like they just had this incredible, and now all of these festivals are becoming more and more homogenous because that's where the money is. But then things like the Blur incident happened, and it's like, well, this is not making a case for the kind of festival I would want to go to.
Well, the segregation of like events is really, it's a creeping factor. Like kids are getting together more than ever, supposedly.
Yeah.
But then the kids who like this are all going to that.
Right.
The
well,
kids who like that.
The festivals are getting more specific. Like in our Discord, somebody just put up a poster for, it was like, were you emo in the year 2007? There's a festival that's just that. Like every band that was out at exactly that time for exactly that type of person.
Yeah, and they're just playing
I think
all the small things and all that stuff.
They're all making less money than they used to because the festival market's oversaturated. It's too expensive. Once you get there, you realize the experience itself.
Yeah.
You're paying for the experience to deal with all these factors to see a band.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, well, you know what's fucked up? I mean, I think COVID may have kickstarted it, but I think overall, our understanding of how fun it is to actually be around other people has evolved. You know what I'm saying? I think we're starting to not be fooled by, there's a bunch of people there.
Right.
What else, bitch?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's not the attracting feature.
No, that's true.
That's not it.
We're all just getting older.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Because if I think about Bonnaroo, it's like my favorite parts were the music and then hanging out with people I know, but the huge crowds are like the shittiest part of it. So
it's trying to like traverse the grounds to get a good good spot at the one show you want to see.
Yeah,
and then be like,
yeah.
also, we might have to leave 15 minutes early because I want to go get a good spot for this other band. I also
I don't
wanna
mind
see.
that. That's glorious.
But like but yeah, I mean, I know you like it, but part of me goes like, it does take part of the fun out of it that I gotta do a like Rambo recon. Rambo, you're supposed to drop behind enemy lines and just take pictures. Don't engage the enemy. I gotta think like that while I'm having fun.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
shit sucks, man.
And the music quality, sound wise, is never that good because the bands don't get to do a full sound check. They usually are playing a bridge set.
Well, that's why I like to go. I like to go to
shit.
intimate venues and see people I really like with other motherfuckers who really like them, and then we all go home.
Yeah.
you know,
We all
or
go home.
eat a piece of pie.
But I will say it is, to your point about getting somewhere early to get a good spot for a band, there's so many bands that I found out about because I was like, okay, we have to get to this stage because the band we want to see is on 2 bands after this, and we'll just sit through whatever to get a good spot. And then you come away with like, oh shit, I have 2 new bands I like a lot. You know, so I found Dr. Dog, one of my favorite bands of all time. They just happened to be on the stage before Gogol Bordello and Ween.
Yeah.
So we got there early, and Dr. Dog's still like one of my top 10 artists ever.
I think that spirit of discovery is dying too, though. I mean, all kids love to discover music because that's part of them becoming a person.
Which is ironic because you have access to everything ever made.
Yeah.
I think that's why they don't care about checking out a new band live.
Yeah, that's true.
You have
well-
the access to 10,000 bands that you could check out for the first time.
It's like, wait a minute. You telling me I could catch a catch can, maybe average, maybe below average performance of these people one time? Or I could hear the best studio produced versions of everyone's songs while I'm on the bus. You know, just like, that's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we gotta like people more. But again, I think we need to figure out how to put the people who belong together because I've seen so many times when like, and I'm not.
Ed, I feel like what you're trying to say is, I feel like what you're trying to say is that we are the world. We are the world, folks.
I would just hope that part wasn't going to get clipped out and be like, we need to keep the people apart. Figure out who needs to belong together and put them all in one place.
Well,
Oh man, 420 is coming up.
that's right. So in the spirit of keeping certain people together, we missed out on weekend 1 of Coachella. We also missed out on this thing that was happening in Springfield, Missouri. This is Emily Brown writing for Relevant and Khalida Rahman writing for Newsweek. Last weekend, the 2024 Stronger Men's Conference was held at James River Church in Springfield, Missouri.
Nice.
And it was led by Pastor John Lindell. And if that sounds familiar, the church, it may be because that's the place where last year a woman claimed that God regrew 3 of her toes. So it's a Christian men's conference that's held every year. The event's social media pages describe it as passionate about helping men to become all that God has created them to be. This event includes speeches from male pastors and special guests like Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, MLB Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera, and UFC Hall of Famer Matt Hughes. Nighttime events include motocross and bull riding.
Bud Kerr, that's sad because he's a good football player.
Yeah.
It's very
I mean,
sad to see what
I don't know,
happened to
man.
Bud Kerr.
This is where we're going to diverge politically. All of that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All of that sounds awesome. Fucking Butker kicked a 57-yard field goal in the Super
Bowl.
He
That's
broke
true.
the world record of field goals in the Super
is
Bowl
true.
under pressure.
This is true.
I would love to talk. I don't give a fuck if he's tearing phone books apart and talk about Ephesians. I want to talk to that motherfucker about
Wait, who
anything.
is the other person who wasn't Matt Hughes?
Mario Rivera, the MLB Hall of Famer.
So does he also have CTE, or is it just?
Yeah, he's a baseball player, so unless you get a very specific type of injury, probably not. He's probably just got fucked up knees.
Yeah, Mariano Rivera. He's like I think he was like a save guy. He like saved a lot of shit. You know, I don't know.
I don't know what that
But,
means.
Wait, you mean
at
by
all.
Jesus?
No, yeah, exactly.
He saved a bunch of people here, apparently.
Yeah, well, you know, like I think he came in. You know, the game is getting out of hand, and he just comes in and throws the ball a bunch of times, and people go, "Wow, now we're winning." You know,
Oh, okay.
type
It's
of
one
shit.
of those guys.
He's like a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
I think
Closer.
so, but somebody out there
That's
who's really into baseball is like
Yeah, I don't even.
trying to beat
Let's
their
not
YouTube
fact check
device.
ourselves.
Yeah, let's not worry about it.
So how do you kick off a conference of this nature? It's a bunch of
With a long
guys.
field goal.
With a long field
That would have been better, I think. That would have been more impressive. Yeah, kick it again. Do it again.
Yeah, well, he kicks a ball and it crashes through the devil.
Yeah.
Like a big mosaic of the devil backlit, and then just the fucking football smashes the fuck out of it, and it falls in shards, and it reveals like an angelic choir who's like ready to rock. You know what I mean? And they're singing some rap song that's like made Christian.
The sad thing about Christian media is like you need to get non-religious people involved because we have such better ideas than this. That would be dope. It's why their movies suck. It's like, dude, if you got non-religious people to produce these Christian films, they'd probably be better.
Oh yeah, just hire just be like. Mike Carpenter doesn't have to be Christian, ironically enough.
Yeah.
But Mike Carpenter doesn't have to be Christian to do the Christian-ass job I want him to do.
Right.
So, just get some secular people to be dope.
Yeah.
And make your shit tight.
Get the writer and director. I think everyone else could be whatever, you know?
Yeah.
The problem is going in with the most horrible, hacky Christian movie ideas that are always the same, more or less.
With the exception of him, we talked about this on the show, Assassin 33 AD, which is a movie about Islamic terrorists get a hold of a time machine and they go back and try to kill Jesus.
Shit.
It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And it's actually, they thought about the time travel mechanics more in that than they did in fucking Endgame. Some crazy guy did it. I was like, it is very much like outsider art, but the movie opens with somebody doming Jesus in the head. Like, that's how it starts.
Dang.
And it's not a terrorist. It's like an operator, an American operator.
Wow.
He's mad at Jesus for killing his wife and he just fucking blows his head off. That's the first scene. Absolutely rules.
Check that
I didn't get any dogma out of it. I was just like, this is just like a pretty good made shitty B movie. But anyway, what do we get to open this thing up? Well, Pastor Lindell invited a martial artist, aerialist, contortionist, and sword-swallowing Moldovan named Alex Magala to perform. So I'm going to put
sounds like a basketball halftime show.
It kind of is. I'm going to put a picture up right here so people can see it. Alex Magala bills himself as the most dangerous act in Got Talent history.
Oh, he was on American AGT.
Oh, he was on
Moldovans Have Talent.
He was on straight up Russia's Got Talent, Italy's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, and America's Got Talent.
Damn.
He's been on all of them.
He's multi-continentally talented.
Yep.
Whoever invented that show probably has an Epstein Island. Or something.
Probably so.
That's unbelievable money.
Is that a Simon Cowell joint? It might be, or maybe he's just involved with it. But anyway, so he says that his act is deeply rooted in a historical and cultural tradition that dates back over 1,000 years and showcases human strength and agility. Magala says that as a Christian, he seeks to use his talent to inspire and entertain audiences in a way that respects my faith. And he said that his performance at the Stronger Men's Conference was designed to be a celebration of physical human achievement, and it's aligned with the James River Church's purpose in bringing others into the light of God. Magala was featured on, as I said, Russia, Italy, Britain, and America's Got Talent for his dangerous pole dancing and sword-swallowing routine.
Okay. All right.
Also,
does he do it at the same time?
Yes, he does. He is the world's first sword-swallowing aerialist. So that's his thing. Is he'll get going on the stripper pole with a sword all the way down his throat, and then basically does like a dive off the pole where you think the sword is going to like hit the ground and impale him, but then he stops it with his feet at the last second. And there was one on like Britain's Got Talent where there's like a running chainsaw underneath him where he's doing all this shit on a stripper pole and almost hitting the chainsaw, but then pulling back. So he's got the ability to do webless Spider-Man actions, essentially just whoop, almost hitting a chainsaw. Magala also, according to a 2016 article from Daily Mail, is also a former Las Vegas stripper and pole dancer. Okay. So he's kind of rebranded himself a little bit, but he was definitely, at least according to the Daily Mail, an exotic dancer for many years.
He's climbing up one of those poles one day, climbs all the way to the top, and there's a King James Bible up there.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the rafters, almost like somebody left it there for him. And he clamps his thighs together in a superhuman act of strength and just starts reading the Bible up there right in the middle of the performance. And people are booing, and he just can't stop reading. Can't stop reading that good word. And that's the origin story. This fucking guy.
Guys are chanting, "Bust it wide open, bust it wide open." And he says, "I have the Bible busted open, and I never went back back to that job again.
Well, it's funny because like even in the article, he was like pretty misogynist, like as a male stripper. Like before he even did the Bible, face turn, he was being like, yeah, girls just dance for money. What I do is a sport. Like just being like a real dickhead about it. God. Like, all right, chill out.
What a meanie.
So during the performance at the church, Magala ripped off his shirt, swallowed a sword, climbed up on a pole. He then appeared to drop from the pole face first, only to put on the brakes with his legs at the very last second. The performance was met with roaring applause. So they actually dug this shit. Like people were like, wow, that's incredible. The next day, Pastor Mark Driscoll was on stage when he began criticizing Magala's performance. Driscoll used to head a mega church in Seattle and then got drummed out in 2014 because he was too much of an asshole for a mega church.
Damn.
And now he heads up another mega church in Scottsdale, Arizona. And in 2014, he did a profile in Salon, and Driscoll was described as being a hipster pastor in the center of a cult of personality who uses controversy to increase his visibility. Salon also described one component of Driscoll's ministry as, quote, sex talk fused with God talk. Or titulation more broadly as a key component. His stage persona at times has included tight jeans and an extra button open at the top of his shirt. Ooh. Frisky Christian.
Frisky for who, though?
for a mega church. He's not buttoned up all the way and wearing
like
some sort of
No, I'm
collar.
just frisky for like, okay, what is he going to act on?
Well,
with this.
It's weird. Surprisingly, with a really Jesus-ed up guy, it's weird. He once greeted a crowd at the University of Washington by reporting that he had gotten his penis caught in the zipper before the show.
What is he, a stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
On my way over here. Yeah. And that he would be stopping his sermon on time that day because his wife was at home waiting for him with a cream pie.
With oh god.
Yeah.
With some other guys?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of that's what I am to infer.
Guys,
from
I
that.
gotta leave early and play cleanup at home.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got to go record another episode of Cocktails.
Yeah. So now it's 10 years later and he's on stage complaining about a shirtless sword swallower. Quote, I've been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. The reason I'm hoarse is I've been praying and my heart is very burdened for you. And I want to be very careful with this. And it's not what I wanted to say, but the Jezebel spirit has been here already. The Jezebel spirit opened up our event. Before the word of God was open, there was a platform. It was a high place. On it was a pole. The same thing that's used in a strip club for women who have the Jezebel spirit to seduce men. In front of that was a man who ripped his shirt off like a woman does in front of a strip pole at a strip club.
My goodness.
So I love the
Why would you be like, oh, good, my pastor stayed up till 1 a.m. thinking about
a Moldovan sword swallower.
to the point where he was scream praying till he was hoarse. Like, what the fuck?
Why, God?
That's like
Why is it doing this right now?
That's also like trying to explain how you're coming off a bender. Like, look, I was up last night really late. I was thinking about God so hard. I couldn't go to sleep.
Driscoll then described how that man ascended the pole and then he swallowed a sword and Jesus cried. I'm like, this guy's, it's the fun thing is they just put all their weird kinks out there, but that one's particularly great. I need a man crying in the corner while I do this.
I must admit, around 1988, it would have been the most artful anti-gay thing to say that he's a pole dancing sword swallower.
Sword swallowing Moldo.
You'd be a genius wordsmith at that time.
This guy could probably be around a man on a stripper pole or a man putting a phallic object into his mouth, but not both at the same time.
That's a megaton blast.
So this guy's on stage talking that shit, and all of a sudden, Pastor John, the guy who owns the church from earlier, from the crowd, he yells, "Wrong time, Mark!" And he was telling him that he was out of line for criticizing his grand opening ceremony.
Oh, shit.
And so Driscoll says, "Okay, Pastor John, I'll receive that. Thank you." And he left the stage. This is like amazing, like pro wrestling shit. He's like, "Okay, I guess I'll leave." And he walks off stage, and then the owner of the church gets on stage and he goes, "Mark is out of line. If Mark wanted to say that, he should have said it to me." And then the whole crowd boos him. Because they like him more.
Yeah.
Because he's famous in the megachurch world for being a dickhead.
Yeah.
They're like, we want the dickhead back. This is the Bret Hart Stone Cold double heel turn.
But see, and that's the you know what I like though about this? Just real quick. The Republicans and conservatives are starting to run into the same problems the liberals are running into.
Right.
There's too many levels to the shit. Like, wait a minute, I'm hella anti-gay, but that was beautiful what that man did.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, that shit was gay. It's like, oh, you can't call that gay. I mean, we're against gays, but you can't call that gay. That's the Lord being gay.
By the way,
what's going on?
By the way, did you see what the zipper did to my wang? Check it out.
Right. Yeah, a mannish Christian is turning these guys off, but he's also the most regressive and shitty.
It's as the booing.
I like to know that my pastor has a slightly bleeding dick when he's giving the sermon.
Oh, if he was in the white Brother Love suit and it's just slightly coming through.
He's got the dick mata.
So, as the booing and chanting continued, Lindell said, "Mark is out of line." And he then quoted a Bible passage saying, Matthew 18, if your brother offends you, you go to him privately. So this guy is just like, he could have told me this before he just started talking shit in front of all of you guys. Like, this is supposed to be handled behind the scene. Yeah.
This is private beef.
Yeah.
That you got turned on by this guy. Don't bring this into the public and then blame me.
Beef is when you make your organist start your Jeeps. Beef is when I see you in the chapel. Guaranteed to be I see you.
Oh my God. Yeah. He added, quote, I talked to Mark for half an hour. There was not one word of that. He's out of line. If he wants to say that, he could say it to me. We are brothers in Christ, but there's a right way to handle this.
Oh shit.
It's like, we need to have a private meeting about how you feel about this Moldovan sword swallower. It's amazing. Yeah. And if you look at there is video of it. You look at it, it's just like a Cirque du Soleil guy. But man, he does rip his shirt off like very dramatically at the beginning, and it's amazing.
All you gotta do is make the fucking pole have a crossbar at the top.
There it is. There it is.
You put the fucking you put a faux crown of thorns on your head, but just with enough.
Wait, hold on, go back. I just saw on his website he does jujitsu.
Oh yeah.
Also.
I was getting to that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. Now look, I'm seeing pictures of this guy. Now look, him doing all this sword swallowing and stuff. I'm not trying to be regressive, but him rolling around with guys on the ground does not fucking surprise me.
No. It's fine.
He's a male stripper.
Live your life, yeah.
Live your life. That is totally true.
So he actually developed his own style, believe it or not, which I already thought this was a style that he calls the mantis style. And I was like, I think that's already the thing you see in the Bruce Lee
thing,
like
a
right?
karate movie,
right?
Fake style.
Yeah, exactly.
So old, yeah.
So Alex's unique abilities, this is from his website, alexmagala.com. Alex's unique abilities expand beyond the stage and into the world of martial arts. He's a highly trained grappler and has made a name in the jiu-jitsu world with his creation of the mantis style. Consistent wins in super fights and tournaments advanced him to the list of the top 25 pound-for-pound athletes of the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu system.
Wow.
Damn. Well, like I said,
does that mean anything to you, Sam?
The 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu School is a famous gym for MMA fighters.
Gotcha. I was just thinking this is someplace in Burbank. He's like, my instructor said I'm top 10.
10th Planet's
I'm better than all the damn 7-year-olds.
The guy who started it is a crazy conspiracy theorist who's like a fucking tinfoil hat, believes like everything that's
Love
a conspiracy. Total idiot. Friend of Joe Rogan. That's where Joe Rogan got his black belt from.
Oh, okay. 10th Planet. All right. Damn. Hell yeah.
Oh, is that, what's his name? Eddie Bravo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Eddie Bravo. Oh, I know Eddie Bravo. He could have just said that.
Oh, I didn't think you would know.
Oh, yeah.
He respected you more than that.
No, I don't know anything about his fighting career, but I'm very well aware of his whole thing.
He 10th Planet is important to MMA because Eddie Bravo specifically focused on jiu-jitsu without a gi.
Yeah, this guy, he says black belts under Eddie Bravo, so he's the guy.
Eddie Bravo did invent a new kind of jiu-jitsu, so maybe this mantis style is a thing, perhaps. But the fact that it's on his own website makes me think it's not a thing, you know?
Right. What? But yeah, you make the thing you're climbing up across.
Oh, he's putting on handcuffs.
Yeah, wouldn't be the
He's
first
shirtless.
I mean, this
He's
is
jacked.
you're at a men's convention. This is
I'd let this dude a rear naked
just
choke
a-
me.
Oh shit! There's a chainsaw,
I
and
love-
they really saw something to show that it can chainsaw.
I love that it says "Do not try this at home," as if people have access to a stripper pole and a chainsaw and
Like a 35-foot
You don't
stripper
need
pole.
the professional equipment to do this. You need a fucking
Just need a shed.
tetherball pole and a unlocked shed and some parents who aren't paying attention.
yeah.
This guy's
he's
really-
handcuffed, and he's using only his legs to be on the pole.
Yeah, so he kind of pretends to fall down, and then he slowly, Mission Impossible, drops down over the chainsaw. Woohoo! This isn't by that much. Oh, hell yeah!
He is inches away from the chainsaw. Then someone pulls the chainsaw away from his face with a string
Yeah.
off stage.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the magic of
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, I
Magala.
mean, if you did anything similar to that at a church, it would be confusing.
Hey man, and now I'm very afraid that a beautiful, effeminate, utterly strong man will accost me somewhere and beat the shit out of me because of my podcast performance. So thank you, Rivers. Thank you for putting that nightmare in my head. This
And you might get shot by Dex Lauper.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Or the energy drink guy, the noob guy,
No,
Smoyak.
he seems nice.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know, if he shot me, the wound would be superficial. So,
Superficial, climbing up the poles. Superficial. Let's talk about some holes. Don't go in them because you love Jesus. Yeah,
Okay, keep going.
I'm out. I'm real hungry. Gonna eat some Cheez-Its. Now it's time. I mean,
Okay, now keep going.
yeah, we're good. Don't make me do
You can-
My Name is Rappin' Rivers, and I'm here to say.
My name is Rappin' Rivers, and I'm here to say I get my Bible and pray every day.
There it is. See, we're doing it. Now give me an energy drink company.
if you don't like to grab some boobs, then you should take a sip of noob.
Hell yeah.
I feel like this is a thing that if you tag the Noob Energy Drink Company in this episode, they will like DMCA the YouTube thing for playing their shitty song and making fun of it.
Well,
I mean, this is like, this is low key a noob killer. Playing superficial would be a noob killer. I'm sorry, like it just pops up, like you do some weird QR code on their stuff, and then when people like scan it, the video pops up on their screen when they're playing video games, and they're just like, "What the?
Oh, that'd be so funny.
What the fuck? I hate this energy drink."
we did one called Fit Aid, and I posted the clip of it because it was pretty funny, and I put that up on YouTube. And one of the two CEOs replied to it and was like, "You guys are my new favorites. I'm showing this to the whole crew." And I was like, "That's cool. We really said your drink is disgusting." No, like,
and made fun of his failed DJ career.
Made fun of his. They're both DJs. Both CEOs were both DJs, and they somehow made the exact same fucking music.
If you guys are watching still, shout out.
Yeah,
to
shout out to
you.
Fit Aid. They fucking give us some money,
You're
and I'll
cool.
pretend to like
No,
your
don't
shit.
give us some money.
I'll
Just
pretend to like
say-
your shit. I'm buyable. I am buyable.
Dude, to see you do live ads, be like, "Yeah, man, this fit is good to the month." Like,
Yeah, well,
And we'd have to pretend like we hated all the other energy drinks.
yeah. Fuck noob. We're in a Fit Aid that smells like a fucking urinal cake when you open it. A pissed on urinal cake, thoroughly Hawaiian flavored. So stranger things have happened. So we'll see if Smoyak wants to get at me, Smoyak.
man, I think if gun to my mom's head, they asked me what I am, I'd say Christian. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of like,
Defaults,
what kind of bullshit belief system I've built over years in LA.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I have, how spiritual I've gotten.
Right.
How much I talk to the universe rather than God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't want to even try to quantify that bullshit. So I'll just say default Christian. And I'll just say, like, just imagine some Christian from like 1888 watching that conference.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a big megatrend that
Yeah.
everybody's dressed in all these fineries and everybody's business is being like God is a business now. And they're
Yeah.
just like looking at what's happening.
The devil
just
won.
like,
Well,
You'd be
the
like,
devil won.
Well, that's the thing. They're not
yes.
even in like fineries. This guy was like the hipster preacher. So his whole thing is he shows up in like fucking mossy oak shit and jeans
Yeah.
and like a hat, very
But not,
informal.
a real Jesusite would look through the faux casualness of that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he might have pulled up in a Tundra, but it was like the best one,
Right.
like the one the terrorists drive. It's like, this motherfucking Tundra.
Y'all Qaeda's here.
Yeah, exactly.
The river of Jordan is many miles away, and this mighty river I may never see. But I'll find myself an altar in an old-fashioned church, and my river of Jordan that will be. Well, I'm on my way to the river of Jordan. Going right in the rushing water. I'm going down to the river of Jordan and let the cool waters cleanse my soul.
Yo, we have time for just one more segment. And of course, this is our jam of the week.
this is a classic white person song.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
If you're like almost 50, 51, or you remember partying hard to this one.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the best days of your life.
Oh, yeah. Athens, Georgia in the fucking house, everybody. This is the B-52s with their classic Love Shack off of their 1989 record Cosmic Thing. This song currently sits at 77 million views on YouTube. There are 16,513 comments. And y'all, I read every goddamn last one of them.
Oh, my God. Love Shack comments. This is going to be classic.
And I wanted to shout out Dr. Pat. The co-host emeritus Pat Riley is the one who suggested this. And I was like, Love Shack? How weird is that going to get? I was not ready.
Dude, when you take the video, the performance style of the artist,
Yes.
the niche,
High
it was like at this time, if you were sad, you liked REM. If you were happy, you liked these fucks.
And they're both from the same town.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like there was this schism between that. If you're happy and go lucky, you like these people. If you're
Yeah,
sad, you
yeah.
like the other ones.
Damn.
And this is an interesting time.
So sad. I tried to go see the B-52s. They played a free show at Pershing Square. Couldn't get anywhere fucking near it because it was so packed out. So I think I missed my shot. I think they've retired from touring, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway,
Damn,
c'est
what
la
a
vie.
loss.
C'est la vie. Oh, dude, B-52 is fucking owned, dude. Party Out of Bounds.
Hey, they had a thing, and again though,
Rock
Private
Lobster.
Idaho.
they were really able to market themselves in that time.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, my
I
favorite.
wasn't alive, so I don't know. I just think their music's weird and annoying. For the
Oh,
most
no, it's
part.
fun. They have that song, There's a Moon in the Sky. It's called The Moon. What a great tune. It's just Fred Schneider go, there's a moon in the sky. It's called The Moon. It's
Well,
outstanding.
I mean, and I think what you don't like about it, Slam, is the same thing I didn't like about that fucker talk about alternative sports. It's just there's a certain amount of pussification that comes in there that I just don't agree with. Like the fucking I'm weird vocalist,
Yeah,
and I
that-
don't want to know how to. This is my thing.
Well,
I
It's like
don't
there's
like
an
it.
individualism that
I can't
people like.
sing and I can't rap, but that won't stop me.
There's an individualism that guys like yourself and myself like had to reject. We just kind of had to.
Oh, see, I'm just running wild all over Rome if you want to. Roam around the world. That's all I'm saying. B-52s. Wild
You
Planet.
know what? When I was a kid, that was a ubiquitous song.
Hell yeah. No Fred Schneider on that song either. So, I was like, unless I'm not mistaken. Anyway,
Rome.
yeah.
The Coliseum's down there.
Yeah.
They left me off this song.
What the fuck?
I could do one of my first jokes ever was saying it's a shame Fred Schneider never did like a blues or country covers album because it would be fun to hear. There's a hole in Daddy's arm. It's where the money goes. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. Do you feel? It'd be fun. But yeah, let's get down into the comments for Love Shack. First up, Izzy Yay No Gay. from 1 year ago.
Okay. Okay.
Is he gay? No gay from 1 year ago.
Bring in the coke, reject the homosexuality. All right.
Love this song. My brother and I went driving through LA at 4 a.m. in an 18-wheeler with this blasting on the radio. LOL. Got a lot of funny looks, but still epic. So, all right.
I could see that.
That sounds fun.
That sounds like a way better version of the music video. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Reonder from 6 years ago.
Why would you want to just drive a tractor trailer around Los Angeles? That sounds...
okay, it's at night. The tractor trailer is lit up, and it's like got one of those like a Jamiroquai or Tumblr things inside the truck. And they're doing stuff.
For them to be getting looks, that means they're not on the highway.
Right.
That's
they're just driving through East Hollywood.
Just fucking up traffic, like getting trapped in lights and just blocking all intersections.
It's shit like this where you're driving around late at night in LA and you're like, well, surely there won't be trapfic, and then there is. It's because some dickhead's doing this.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
Bang. Reonder from 6 years ago. Every father looks forward to the day he can grind on his second wife to Love Shack at his daughter's wedding. Shout the fuck out to Reonder.
That was art. That was like O. Henry-esque.
Yes. The reason I like this is because either scenario is great. Either A, this is him. He's grinding on his second wife, or even better, this is the daughter watching her father grind on not her mother and being mad about it and then commenting on the video.
Yeah.
Either way, outstanding. Marcelo Grispino from 1 month ago. And this is for you, Ed. Congratulations to the fuck Chiefs, Super Bowl champions, spelled with a Z, Champion League of the World. So I just included that one because I was like, well, Ed's on the show. I got to share that with him. I don't know.
Shout out to Butker.
Yeah, shout out to
Butker, baby.
Holly Johnson from 2 years ago. Oh, I get it. You're rushing back to Violet even though you said she died.
Oh, no.
I thought your new wife was in New York. It's so confusing. It's so hard to keep track of your harem. You want to see me?
Damn.
This is a woman scorned.
Oh, big time.
You got a harem.
You want to see me with the kids just so you can run back to Texas for a romantic eve? Well, fuck you, buddy. Damn. I love that this guy's a globetrotter. Texas, New York.
Yeah.
He's got dead women that aren't really dead. Like, I love that one.
I love the story of that.
Jeffrey Tarzewski from 4 years ago. I had a friggin' ball in the 80s. I became a fireman in 87 and the party started. Met lots of people. Everywhere was a party to go to. Every night was a blast. Fast forward 10 years. Now I'm not so popular anymore. I have a message for all the boys in America graduating high school. Join the service or take all the tests to become a fireman or policeman. Both honorable pursuits.
Wait, didn't this live go wrong? What happened?
Yeah. He says, don't do what I did, going all willy-nilly into the cruel world without guidance and have some idea of what you want to do with your life. It's not easy. Don't drink too much. Don't do hard drugs. Don't be an asshole. I gave you 54 years of wisdom just now. Don't fuck it up. God bless you. Go USA. Go Trump. All right.
I'm so confused about what this man's life is.
So he was having a good time as a fucking drunk fireman in the 80s.
Yeah. Let's parse this out. Yeah.
Then fast forward to 1997.
1997.
Yeah. And it's like
he's got the classic old man thing of like thinking 10 years was like only 10 years ago.
Yeah,
It's like 30.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, it's over 30.
Back when we listened to The Hustle 15 years ago.
Charles Baker from 9 years ago. Slightly disturbing thought. Did this video somehow spawn the hipsters who foolishly think that PBR is palatable? Okay. It's better than the Clydesdale horse piss known as Budweiser. Question mark?
This is why you don't drink alone, folks.
Dude, and I'm sorry. Drink nerds piss me off. I'm such a nerd about so many things, and I accept so many people's nerdery. If you're gonna yap at me about IPAs all day, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah, if one of your like main things in your life is having opinions about beer,
That's a lot. That's a lot, dude.
But energy drinks, however, noble pursuit.
what if they had a bar that only served energy drinks?
I mean,
how bad would that place be?
Oh, that place.
The bathrooms would just be blown up constantly.
Ooh, let's take out a loan and make it. It'll be a fucking disaster.
Ginseng and taurine shits.
Rabid Lenny from 2 hours ago. Oh my God, hot off the presses. So, love this song, but the Love Shack reminds me of this. In high school, me and my friends built a huge tent. We took 4 6x6s, put them in buckets, and wrapped a tarp around them and another over the top. Middle of the woods. It was 4:20, and we were all in there, maybe 20 of us, smoking away. Then, all of a sudden, a cop walks in the tent. The funniest thing was that instantly everyone started throwing their weed around the tent because they didn't want to be found with it on them. Yeah, we all got arrested.
Of course.
When we got to school the next day, though, welcomed as heroes.
Whoa, dude, you guys got arrested.
You guys built the Love Shack, man.
Oh, man.
I just love that they built, it says like deep in the woods, but I really do imagine it's just totally, first of all, like an orange tarp that's just visible from the road.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
a cop was
right.
able to just walk in.
It's like,
They're not
hey.
going to hike into the woods.
It's like, how'd you guys catch us? This fucking thing's as big as a whale.
Right, yeah.
We saw 8 teenagers with boards and buckets and tarps. Something real suspicious looked like it was about to happen.
I mean, we did do shit like this, but, we would go far enough away where,
I would never built a temporary structure.
Oh, we did.
With multiple tarps?
Back in the Cove, one tarp. Yeah, the good thing about College Town is everybody throws their shit away at the end of every semester so we could just find stuff. We found like a raised platform, moved it back to the woods, and had one tarp that like went over. And so, yeah, we could smoke some weed back there, Sam.
Whoa.
I just remember leaning back. I was high. It was probably the third time I ever got high. And looking up through the trees, and I could kind of cross my eyes, and it looked like there was a star field beyond the trees, man.
There was.
Couldn't believe it.
And a star was born that day.
That's right. Yeah. L&M from 8 years ago. The lead singer reminds me of my first year fucking philosophy teacher. The guy playing guitar reminds me of the wingnut ass that sat 2 desks over from me, down and one on my right. He was not too bright. This is a great dancing tune. You could really smoke up the floor to. B-52s have dance party tunes. Really? Da!
You drunk ass motherfucker.
Just insert D-A-A-A-A.
Wow, that was the worst. That's my. I have a bunch of conversational tics that are very annoying, I guess. But like one of the ones I really, really hate in other people is when they're just like obsessed with how exactly old they were at XYZ part of the story or something, or exactly what week it was. Was it Thursday? Was it Friday? Wednesday? Shut the fuck up. You know it's not germane or Tito to what the fuck we're talking about. Just tell the story. It's not a big part of it.
Got 2 more here.
The guy down to my left. Why do I have to know that the guy you were mad at sat down
Down
to
the left
your
and
left?
down one. Yeah.
So 30 years ago in some college that you did not name that I don't give a fuck about, you have to tell me that he was down to the left. It pisses me off.
Got 2 more here. Numinous from 3 years ago. I have tactile sensory issues with being sticky.
Ooh.
I'm very specific about the consistency of ooze I am comfortable with when covering my body. It needs to be firm, not drippy, but not so firm that it's waxy either. It's like soap on your skin. Anyway, the thought literally never occurred to me to consider the ooze factor in a Love Shack.
Oh,
It's like
the holiday.
It's like a free-range zoo in there that serves booze to the animals. I'll just observe in a disturbed fascination behind the sneeze guard, if that's okay.
So he's scared of all the cum.
I guess so, but
Yeah.
You can't be in the Love Shack scared of cum.
I know,
that's what
man.
it's there for. Also, the sneeze guard. Why?
Well, they didn't want to say cum guard.
Yeah, but you're either in the shack or you're not. There's no safety rails on a Love Shack, my friends.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
You're the type of person who builds safety around the Love Shack. That's your fucking problem.
And finally, Midnight Crow, 2 months ago. Time to wake up, friends. I never knew how sexual this song is.
Love Shack.
You have to slow it down or you'll miss it. All those weird symbols on the wall, they're all symbols that pedophiles use to identify their preference in children. So in this video, there is a dick drawn on the wall in one shot. And it's like, yeah, have you been to any gas station in the fucking world?
Okay, but wait a minute.
That's what people draw on walls.
They're talking about pedophile symbols. Okay, so was the dick chopping a pizza?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it coming onto a child?
All those symbols on the wall. From the FBI database, this is how they find them. With their symbols and code words, there are literally penises drawn on the wall in the background. And one of those guys burying in the backyard in the video. And now I know that the glitter on the mattress, it isn't actually what they're referring to, but semen. I used to love this song. I used to love this song, and I used to dance all the time to it, and feel happy. And now I feel dirty and used. Makes me sad.
Damn, and it's got to be bad to have pedophile like hysteria brain because just everything gets ruined.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing I would say.
It's almost as bad as IPA brain.
It's like I always say. It's like with people like this. It's like your birthday party is happening inside, and all your friends are there, and you're being a little bitch in the backyard right now. Yeah. Just get over whatever strange bullshit is in your head. It's fine. The B-52s are not sex trafficking.
Sometimes
anybody.
the video ruins the song.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's true. Well, that is the B-52s Love Shack, our jam of the week. Hell yeah. Ed Greer, where can people find you on the internet?
At The Greatest Pod. At The Greatest Pod on Instagram. At Nerd Goat Podcast on Twitter. At Ed Greer Destroys on my own personal Twitter. Catch me in Austin in June. I don't know how many places I'm doing. I'll probably do the Mothership one time by Hook or Crook.
Nice.
And some of the other rooms. I'm going to do Creek in the Cave by Hook or Crook.
Okay.
And shit like that. So yeah, June, look for Ed Greer in Austin. If you're one of these Austinites and you want to be a good Samaritan, help me out while I'm out there. I'm trying to find the lay of the land because I'm going to shoot something there in July.
We've got some people in Austin, y'all. We need to get this man some barbecue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Barbecue.
Take him
barbecue
out.
number one, stage time number two.
Breakfast tacos and stage time.
I don't know if we have anyone who can get you stage time necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take barbecue. And while I'm eating my barbecue, I'll put on a show. And then
there you go. Sam, where can people find you online?
Slam Harder on Twitter. Sam Harder 666 on Instagram.
Fuck yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And you can come see me do stand-up. Later this month, I'm going to be in Detroit, baby, Motown. Here I come. April 28th, I'm at Detroit Shipping Company. That show starts at 7 p.m. April 29th, I'm at The Blind Pig in Ann Arbor, Michigan. April 30th, Brothers Lounge in Cleveland, Ohio. May 3rd, I'm doing Don't Tell Comedy in Indianapolis, Indiana. May 4th, I'm at Mahal's in Lakewood, Ohio. That's right outside of Cleveland. May 8th, come see our co-hosts Carter Glasscock and friend of the show, John Michael Bond, along with myself in my hometown of Auburn, Alabama at Hype. That's over on Opelika Road. If you're a local, used to be called Touchdowns. May 10th, I'm at Don't Tell Comedy in Pensacola, Florida. And May 11th, I'm at Bites and Brews in Columbus, Georgia. Way down yonder on the motherfucking Chattahoochee. Y'all, come see me there, and you can find our show on YouTube, youtube.com/thegoodspod. We've been streaming video games over there. That's a hell of a good time. Our Twitter is at thegoodspod. Every episode ever. Also, like I said, YouTube. Best way to support this show. If you're watching this and not listening to it, you're already doing it. Patreon.com/thegoodspod. If you're not already signed up, that's the best way to support us. Second best way to support our show. Head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude. Because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, you will be threatened by a Moldovan sword swallower. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.